It's very bright in here. Is it just me or is it very bright? Did we get replacement light bulbs?
Well, we got them a long time ago, but they're all on right now. Sometimes they turn off on their.
So good morning. I bring your attention to your order of service because our opening hymn, oh wait. No, it's not a number.
No, there is no deck. The deck of halls is just being built.
Oh, no, I had the words printed out. I thought she printed them for me. I apologize for the, it is? Where do I see it? I'm not seeing it. Oh, hello. Okay, so thank you. I was like, where is it? So you can see the words for Deck the Halls. It's not in the hymn book. So rise if you're willing and able, because we will sing Deck the Halls. To be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Toll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Better be in merry measure, la 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 la. While we hit the Yuletime treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the New Year passes, fa la 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 la. In the name, dear lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous now together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. Please be seated. Good morning. Can you guess why I picked that song? Because we're celebrating Yule, or the coming winter solstice that will be here on Friday. Our welcome is by Richard Hayes. All growing, all learning, all loved. Good morning. I'm Jennifer, your worship associate this morning. Welcome to you, old friends and new, young and old. You are an essential part of our celebration today. Whether today is your first time or your 1000th time in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, many sexualities and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved. Just as you are. You are welcome here. I'm Jennifer, your worship associate, and I would like to introduce you to our worship team. Our musical magician is Bill. And there will be another musician that will be playing during the offertory. That is David. In the back, we have Nancy, our technical genius in-house. And in the middle of the screen, you see Molly, who is our technical genius at home. Because this is a hybrid service, you can always reach our services at home in the comfort of your pajamas if you want to on any given Sunday. We are glad you are here. If you're a guest today and are willing to do so, we invite you to stand so that we may better able welcome you. Please tell us who you are and where you're from so that we can welcome you. Anyone willing to do so? Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Wonderful. Welcome. And Molly, do we have any new folks on home? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes. You will meet some neighbors from Newburgh here. Molly, anyone at home that's new?
I don't think anybody who wants to introduce themselves right now. Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh, there. Okay. Do you want to say anything, Michelle? You can unmute yourself if you do.
Hi.
There you go. Thank you.
And now, as I've announced previous services, but since we have so many new folks, I've identified myself as one of the queen of pagans here that do a lot of the pagan ceremonies, solstice included, Yule included. But we also want to be welcoming to the Christians in our congregation. So this winter season, we have the Advent calendar. And David, if you'll like the Advent calendars this morning. I direct your attention to our website that you'll see in our order of service, www.uuevansville.org. Our weekly announcements can be found there, and you can also sign up to receive them in your email each week. Are there any other church-related announcements? Please come to the microphone.
Make it a little more accessible that way. I'm Ken Willingham. I will be your worship leader next week, but we will be having, well, Christmas songs for one. The reason I'm up here is because it's tell your own story. What story do you have about the holidays? I'll provide all the normal service, but nothing about a message. It's your turn for a message. Tell us your story. Is it light? Is it dark? What is it? This is not joys and sorrows. This is just about the message. And it should be interesting. I already have Sharon is signed up, and she's got a very interesting one, looks like. So short, just any 3 to 5, 6 minutes, something like that. We'll take 4 or 5 of them easily. But it should be a very interesting service with your participation. Thank you.
I'm Tom. Voices in my head again. I'm Tom. Many of you know there was a Croning celebration scheduled for this evening, but Deborah, who is the creator of that unique, wonderful, powerful celebration, had a fall yesterday, and in the aftermath of that, she will not be able to do that. So that is canceled for this evening. If any of you were interested or were planning to come, but it will be scheduled for next week, or next month, 21st, I believe. So anyway, she asked me to make that announcement. So.
It's a healing to her. Yes, thank you.
Couple of things. First of all, t-shirts. I know I've talked about them the last couple of times. We have the new version of the t-shirts, and we have them all out now on the table so that you can pick one up and look at the size that you need. They're a different color. They're a royal blue with very, very pale yellow lettering on it. It almost looks white, but they kind of glow and they're very soft. And those are $10 a piece. If you're interested, regardless of the size, if you're interested in one of the old ones, we will sell those to you for $5. So we have those out on the table. In January, we will not be doing a Friends Night Out because it is time for Circle Supper. We'll have signups for that later this month. The Circle Supper will be the last Saturday in January. So you need to start thinking now whether you would like to host, whether you would like to attend. Yes, sir. All right, so the Circle Supper is, you sign up and we schedule small adult dinner parties at someone's home so that there will be roughly, usually 6 to 8 people, and everyone brings something. Whoever hosts makes the main dish, and you'll have time to coordinate before that evening. And you sit around and you have just good, wonderful conversation with interesting, intelligent, everybody here is interesting and intelligent or you wouldn't be here, right? People, and it's a great, great way to get to know people on a more personal level. So start thinking about it. You'll hear more about it later, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. We'll have signups starting next week, and that'll be available for a few weeks, and then we will assign groups according to who decides they want to host. The third thing is I have this card that came in, and I'm going to do this one now, Nancy. This card came into the church in memory of Mary Jane with a donation, and I didn't know this person, but it's one of the names I hear around as one of our powerful, long-lasting members before I got here, Link and Lucille. Is it Christensen? Okay, it says, in memory of Mary Jane Steele, a finer person couldn't be found. All the best to you who may remember us, and those who are newer. Keep struggling, liberalism needs us. Lincoln, Lucille. So I just want to share that, it'll be on the board.
And for the newer folks, she was a longtime member and she was 101 years old when she passed. Last week, yes. Any other in-house announcements? Molly, do we have any announcements from the homes?
We do not.
Let us transform our welcoming statement by taking a few moments to greet one another in person. Please return to your seats when you hear the chime, because the centering music will play. And wave to the folks at home before you start. We are blessed to have Bill. Thank you. Now we light the chalice, and I'm going to ask for a volunteer. And before I read the chalice lighting words, since we have so many new people, I want to explain sort of our tradition here. The Unitarian Universalist faith used to be two separate faiths. So that's why we have two candles. And we light the chalice, which has two rings, to symbolize the unity that we now have between those two faiths. So that's why we do what we do, just so to explain it. May I have a volunteer to light the chalice, please? The chalice lighting words are by Charles A. Howe. New light. We light this chalice to affirm that new light is ever waiting to break through to enlighten our ways. That new truth is ever waiting to break through to illuminate our minds. And that new love is ever waiting to break through to warm our hearts. May we be open to this light and to the rich possibilities that brings us. Now it's time for the offertory. May I have 2 volunteers? That was David playing the Wexford Carol, and the reason that I had them pause here is if you are a visitor today, please let the plate pass you by. Your presence is gift enough. As a self-funded congregation, we do always need money, but we also need volunteers and social justice advocates and friendly smiles and diversity. So if you are ever unable to donate, you are always welcome here. No questions asked. We are grateful for anything you feel able and willing to give. Now, we only have a few new folks here, and they're new, so they might feel uncomfortable coming up. But normally we do the story time, which is, we call it the story for all ages, but it's really geared towards our younger folks. And we do it up here. If they want to come up, or if someone is young at heart that would like to come up, please do so. The story for all ages is Snow People by Harriet Ziegfert and illustrated by Mark Jones. And if any of the little ones want to come closer, they can, but if you're shy, that's okay too. Snow people. Snow people. Better? Nancy gives me guidance on the volume because, again, the folks at home need to hear us too. The snow had been falling quietly all night long. By morning, a thick blanket of white covered the countryside. It seemed as if nothing existed in the world but beautiful snow. Suddenly, as if by magic, snow women, snow men, snow children began to appear. Some carried bags, some carried boxes. "Here is a perfect spot," said a snow woman. The snow people began to work, stringing lights, setting up tables, and unpacking bags. "What's in the box?" a boy said, and a red cape asked. "You'll see soon," said his mother. "Sweeping the pond is hard," said a boy with a broom. "Right," said his friend, "but tonight is going to be so much fun. We're going to have a special party." The musicians carried all kinds of instruments and arrived in the late afternoon. Everything was almost ready. The lights twinkled, the tables were set, the food was prepared, and the dance floor was ready. "Today is the shortest day of the year," said the snowman, wearing a top hat. "This is when we celebrate the winter solstice, the first day of winter. And when the first snow of the year falls on the first day of winter, we have a snow party. Everyone clapped and cheers. Hooray for winter! Hooray for snow!" The snow people ate, and danced, when the boxes were unwrapped, snow white butterflies emerged. They circled around and around the joyful snow people. And then snow began to fall very quietly. And the snow fell and fell. It was still falling as the partygoers packed up their belongings and went on their way. By morning, a new blanket of white snow covered the countryside. It was as if the snow people had never been there. But some of us know better. The end. And the story is available at the Evansville-Vanderburgh Public Library if you would like to borrow it yourself. Now, Ashley is having car trouble. She is our religious education, and normally we would sing the children out, but since she's not here yet, just hang tight. There will be activities for the children when she gets here. The opening words are by Lynn Cox. Making room for all that is. Spirit of life, ancestor of the stars and the sun, you who embrace the vastness of space and us along with it, be with us today. Hold us in your worry, our exhaustion, our grief. Keep us close as we sit with our trust, whatever that may be. Excuse me, as we sit with our truth, whatever that may be. Lead us to find rest in the quiet, to find solace and renewal in this time of shifting light and dark. To those whose arms are open with the spinning galaxies, help us to make room, as you do, for all that is. Open our hearts to our loved ones, our neighbors, to being who we share this planet with. Lead us to reach out to others in compassion. Turn us towards one another in mercy, right relations, and reconciliation. You who have seen the rising and setting of suns, of seasons, of civilizations, remind us of all that we have learned from history, of the world, and from our own histories. Give us the courage to face our mistakes and to repair them whenever possible. Help us to understand our interdependence, our gravitational relatedness with all of the other spinning lives around us, and lead us to treat those relationships with care. In this space, filled with the people among us who shine like the stars, this space filled with the sparkle of love and care, we give thanks for this moment to be together. May our senses be open to the beauty of this day, this season, this world. We continue our contemplation in silence. Amen, and blessed be. This time of our service is special for most of our congregation. It's a time that we share joys and sorrows. In our community, we make time each week to share pieces of our lives with one another. We do this because each person in this community has value. We offer a pebble for those too dear to share. Let us take a moment of silent meditation, prayer, or contemplation, and then we will sing number 123 in the gray hymnal, The Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Now we're going to have a little bit of fun. I want to bring your attention to this huge tree in the back of the sanctuary. It was donated, and those of you that are been here around, it's much larger than the tree we usually put right over here. It was donated, and I was thrilled to have it quite before I knew how large it was, because it was a pre-lit tree. And if you've ever strung lights on a Yule or Christmas tree, that's like the least fun part of decorating your tree. So I want to bring your attention to that. And most of the folks in Western culture refer to it as a Christmas tree. But the tradition of decorating evergreens is way before Christianity was known on this planet. So I call them Yule trees because it's more historically correct. And I want you to just close your eyes for a moment and think of our ancient ancestors. Way before there was written language, way before there was agricultural that was cultured, or maybe at the beginning times of those. And imagine people and how they prepared for winter, and what some of their joys and sorrows might have been regarding the winter season. The days were getting darker and darker. Temperatures were getting colder and colder. Food sources were getting more and more depleted. But they were a people that had been observing and been a part of nature for a very long time. So they knew that the light was going to be coming back. And they knew through observation that it was going to be warmer again, because they understood the rhythms and the cycles of nature. But still, imagine no central heating, not always knowing where, if your food sources were going to last until the new growth in spring. Just imagine those times. And they established ceremonies and practices to honor the time and to use up the supplies that wouldn't be able to be preserved during the winter. And they celebrated what they hoped would be the returning of the sun. And think of the trees and the plants that stayed green during the coldest cold. Imagine yourself at that time. So what I want you to do, at your leisure, one at a time, go to the rear of the sanctuary and select one of the ornaments in the box and put it on the tree. And during this time, and any one of you would like to come to the microphone in the front and share a winter or Christmas memory that you would like to share, they don't have to be warm and fuzzy. They can be conflicted. They can even be sorrowful. So I would like you to begin. Who would like to start?
Funny part is we usually can't stop people from coming to this microphone. So hopefully, I don't know if everyone's kind of a low warning or not, but a couple things. I miss winter. I've been down here for 18 years now. I grew up in Maine in the Northeast. I miss pond hockey. I miss cross-country skiing. We didn't do a lot of downhill skiing or anything, just building snowmen and igloos and stuff growing up. So anyway, we're gonna take a trip with Iris. She's my daughter, she's 16. We're gonna go up to visit family while my family's still in Maine. We're gonna go up there for her birthday at the end of January or beginning of February and go do some of that. So that's a positive memory for me. The other one that keeps hitting me, the whole idea of Advent and everything. We've talked about religious trauma in here before. I didn't experience the religious trauma until I moved here, so I actually had a decent upbringing as a Catholic and enjoyed Mass and Advent and the rest of it. And I just forgot how I haven't been to one in a long time. I'm just really excited about having Advent and talking about Christmas, but I do love Yule. I'm with you, it's Yule. Anyway, so I'm gonna put something on the tree, and thanks for everybody, and hopefully we'll get like 2 or 3 inches of snow. That said, Anna and I, my wife, we're gonna go to Puerto Rico next weekend for, so we're not gonna see snow there, but maybe there'll be snow when we come back, hopefully not when we're traveling.
So I grew up in Fresno, California, born in 46, so it's been a while. That was 1846, by the way. Good, thank you for. That's why the beard is all very gray now, or white. But I remember I was so excited because I think it was 4 or 5. I still have this vivid memory of having this big package under the tree. And I opened it up. It was an American Flyer electric train. It was a 484 type engine, which means 4 front wheels, 8 driving wheels, and 4 trailing wheels, and the caboose. And it was not a Lionel, it was an American Flyer. It had 2 rails, not 3. So it was DC, not AC. And I had a great deal of fun sitting around watching my dad put it all together. And then he's the one who ran it. He was afraid I would break it. So with his big grin on his face and a rectifier tube sticking out of the top of the transformer with this bright orange glow to it, that was what transformed the energy from AC to DC. And he's running that train with a big grin on his face. Still remember that grin. And I, don't touch it. Yes, Father dear. But that was a story that I definitely still remember.
So when Ken and I lived in Arizona, he moved from California to Arizona. I moved from here to Arizona. But soon after we had become a couple, I dragged him home for Christmas. And my mom lived in Northwest Indiana, and he had not really experienced a winter like that. He had a great Christmas, but it was 20 degrees outside. I made him go for a walk. So we got all bundled up, and just watching him suffer in the cold like that was kind of fun because he'd never done it before, but we did have a good time. I gave him a hat. It was a flamingo hat. It's like the legs tied around his chin. He got a big flamingo head up here. So we have this thing about flamingos, but that was a very good visit with my mom.
So I got my puppy last year, like right before Christmas, and so I actually was going through some of like my memories in Snapchat of videos of him from after I first got him, and I'm pretty sure that I was the first one to introduce him to snow, because I have a video of where I took him out to use the bathroom, and as soon as he saw the ground was white and not green or brown, he like stopped on the porch, and then he takes off running into the grass, and then I couldn't get him to use the bathroom because he was too busy like throwing the snow up with his nose. And then I couldn't get him to go back inside, and then he like whined for the whole winter because he just wanted to go back out and play in the snow every day. So
This isn't a story as much as just a visual memory that I have. First, I have to say, I am so glad the sun is coming back soon. I miss it. When I was living in, I don't know whether I think I was in El Paso at the time, or maybe New Mexico, anyway, in the Southwest. I don't know, are you familiar, is anybody in here familiar with White Sands? Well, I went to White Sands, which if you don't know, it's this anomaly of nature with just huge dunes that go on and on and on that are like salt white crystal. And it's gypsum, it's not sand, so it doesn't get hot. But I went for solstice, and there were drummers out there. And so the drummers would be down between the dunes, and the sun was setting, and you could hear drummers, one would play something and one would reflect off of them and one would reflect off of him as the sun went down and the sky changed colors. And it was on solstice, so it was the day that the sun was getting ready to come back. And it was just one of the most beautiful, spiritual, moving experiences of my life. And when Jennifer got up here and started talking about solstice, I thought, yeah, that's a memory. Thank you.
So back several years ago, quite a few years ago, when I was in college at Murray State in Kentucky, one Christmas break, a friend of mine, it was kind of a new friend. I didn't know this person that well at the time, but she invited me to come to her family's house for Christmas Eve. I was on my way to my family's house in Litchfield, Kentucky, and she was kind of in between in Central City, Kentucky. And so I went, and we went to midnight mass at the cathedral in Owensboro and came on back to her family's place. And then it came a really huge snow overnight. I mean, it just snowed like a foot or two. And I didn't know that was going to happen. So I was stuck. I couldn't go home. So I ended up spending Christmas with this family of this person that I hadn't really gotten to know that well yet. But it was actually a very nice time. It was one of the most pleasant Christmases I can remember. And the next day I got to go home.
This is kind of random, but it keeps coming up in my mind. When I was like probably 4 or 5, the first time I guess that I ever went out and played in the snow with my family that I can remember, we made a snowman, and I couldn't speak very well. I couldn't say my words still very well at the time. And so I guess I was trying to name him like Snippy or Snappy, probably Snappy or Snazzy, the snowman, but it came out as Tippy to Toe Man. So I don't know if it's maybe like tiptoe. I had heard that too, or I don't know if I just couldn't say it. But now to this day, my parents will be like, when it snows, they say, "Oh, do you want to go like make another Tippy to Toe Man?" So it's just kind of funny.
Well, this is just what I consider one of our most unique, unusual Christmases. I guess it was 10 years ago, our daughter and her family lived in North Dakota. They had just moved there with a new baby. So we went there. We drove to North Dakota for their first Christmas in the area. We had plenty of snow, and we also had minus 25-degree weather. So that was very unique, and I like that was the actual temper, yeah. And as they called it, the feels like temperature was like they said was like minus 42 or something, and it was awful. But so that was very unique. We had a great time, but it was kind of crazy. Yeah. So that was.
I work at the public library, and one of the things we've done the last couple years and will do again this Thursday is we celebrate the solstice by wearing our pajamas to work because it's the shortest day. Why even change? Feel free to join us.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank you all for sharing your experiences. I find it really enjoyable to listen to them all. I grew up in Kentucky as well, and I do miss the snow also. It's just something magical about it, and the calmness of it when it falls at the night and the way the moon dances across it is just something I have always enjoyed on a farm. So, thank you.
Well, with recently having my 60th birthday, because I feel really old these days, but I can remember, I think the reason that solstice that is always deep within my spirit is that's how I was raised with my family. Like our family get-togethers truly for the Christmas were based upon just that. It was the blessings of the earth, because we had the garden food that we had, with the tomatoes, the canned apples, and all of that was the abundance of the meal for our Christmas dinners. And so it's like just remembering that all of those products of the earth were exactly just that, of what we had for our Christmas meals. And so I just always remember that. So that's why it was special. And then I can remember too, like Christmases, you were kind of scared during winter. Truly, as you were talking earlier, because that's when winter's here in Evansville, because I know a lot of you are transplants, but it was really like the weather was severe. I can remember Evansville had experienced blizzards when I was growing up and the severe snowstorms. So then therefore you had the fear of being able to get out, because our world then wasn't as it is now with accessibility for transportation and so forth. So the winters were really fearful. And I just remember that we were always scared the electricity might go out, or just, it was just different times that we went through. And then I'm old enough to even remember, ready for this, that with my family's Christmas, the Christmas was in the parlor. I don't know if any of you remember the parlors, but we had a closed off parlor at my grandma's house. And so that's where all of the gifts were then in the parlor, and it was closed off. So the kids, such as myself, couldn't see the Christmas gifts and so forth. And really ready? They had actual candles on our Christmas tree that we actually lit. So that was, I guess, my essence of growing up, and so why the candles and the Yule is so special to us, because it's just a carryover of my family's traditions. Thank you.
Molly, anyone at home would like to share? I will add ornaments if they want to speak or share.
I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay, so would someone like to add 3 ornaments, one for each person that's at home right now?
There are actually 4 of us.
And after the service, if anyone wants to stay during the coffee hour time and add a few ornaments or other embellishments to the tree, feel free to do so. And we still need to get the ladder out and put the star on the top of the tree because it's a really tall tree, again, compared to last year. Sweet. Yeah, because there's a star in that box that we need to add to the top. And I, like Josh, have different temperature zones that I lived in. I was born and raised in Evansville, so I experienced the winters here. I went to college in Terre Haute, so a little far north, so a little bit colder. Then I lived in Columbus, Ohio, so again, a little more north, a little more cold, but it was still below what they call the snow belt. If you don't know what the snow belt is, I'll explain later. And then I moved to Rochester, New York, lived there for a while, and then Buffalo, New York. And I learned what winter really was in New York. Wool socks and silk-long underwear the first 3 years helped me adapt to those cold temperatures because I thought I would never be warm in the wintertime because it was always cold. And in that journey of time and space, my faith traditions and my spirituality changed too. And when I really got in touch with the more earth-centered traditions, I felt at home. And so solstice is really special to me because it has allowed me to deepen my faith and my connection to earth and strengthen my spirituality. So I love solstice. So I want to invite you, if there's any of the holly or the pine that you would like to take home and add to your home or to your altar when you celebrate solstice on Friday the 21st, or even continuing if you want to practice your Christian Christmas traditions, feel free to take a little bit of that which is on the home. Do not touch the Christmas cactus because that belongs to someone who brought it. So don't take any pieces of the cactus, but the other pieces, please feel free to take to your home, and not the poinsettias. The poinsettias belong to another congregant. So just ponder that, and I will add a couple of decorations myself, and I'll be right back. And if anyone has cats or has had cats in your lifetime, and you remember the experiences of cats and Yule trees in your home and how they want to climb them or play with the ornaments and the destruction that almost always followed, that's many, many Christmas or holiday or Yule reading memories I have. So the closing hymn is number 55 in the gray hymnal, Dark of Winter. And if you can play it through one time before we start singing.
soft and still, your quiet calm surrounds me. Let my thoughts go where they will, ease my mind profoundly. Then my soul will sing a song, a blessed song of love eternal, gentle and soft and still. Bring your quiet to me. Darkness soothe my weary eyes, that I may see more clearly. When my heart and sorrow cries, comfort and caress me. And then my soul will hear a voice, a small, small voice of love eternal. To say, wearies arise, let your peace flow through me.
The words to extinguish the flame are in your order of service for those new folks. We extinguish this flame, but love the light of truth. The closing words are by Andrew M. Hill, The Rainbow Prayer. It's slightly edited. Great rainbow arch, your bright light, your 7 colors, your cool dew, link sky and earth above the Christmas stable. Hold us all in your encompassing arms, forgiven our exclusion of others, earth and life and child. So may we too forgive those who have excluded us. Save us from the darkness of deep winter. Show us the returning light, for light and the colors and the dew, all space and time. And your 7-fold rainbow compassion dwell ever in the divine God. Blessed be, amen. And now concludes our service. Please go in peace, and may your presence bless the world.